Hey, my name is Matt. I'm here today to talk about website structure. So, we're really just talking about what are the key components to make a simple but effective website. This doesn't apply to every single website on the planet, but if you're a service or you have a product that is pretty simple, you have a single call to action, like schedule a consultation or talk to an expert, something like that. This is really the basics of what you need for your website. So the first thing that we want to think about is the purpose of having a website is to get more sales for your company. And so that's the idea we have in mind when we're structuring this out. An important thing to remember is we're writing for people. We're not writing just for robots and Google. We're not trying to chase SEO trends. But the great thing is when you write effectively for human beings, it's also good for your search engine optimization. It's good in Google's mind. We're going to look a little bit at a site that our company built recently, J. Williamson CPA. So he's an accountant firm, and they work primarily with monthly accounting clients. So, and I think it's a great example of what I'm talking about for this simple site. First of all, we're going to talk about the homepage. So your homepage is your primary sales page. This is where people who don't know anything about you, this is where they first land. It's important that your sales page is very clear, and we recommend using the StoryBrand framework to wireframe your website and to determine the language that you want to use on that site. So remember, the goal is within the first 5 seconds, you want someone to understand exactly what it is that you do, how you're going to make their life better, and how they can get it, how they can purchase. So that means in your headline here, you want to make sure that you have the important information like this is exactly what we do as a company. Now, this larger headline we're talking about, it's a little bit more aspirational to help you understand what is it that what problem do you solve for small business owners. And then it's very clear with this call to action, schedule a call here, and again, what you want people to do. So again, this is your primary sales page. You want to try to get people to call you. So you're going to want a lot of call to action buttons. You want to be very clear about the plan, how they're going to work with you. So the second page we want to talk about is the about page. The about page is really important. It's actually often the second most popular page, most traffic page on a company website. And it's where people want to go when they want to find out, are you a good human? Would I want to work with this person or with this company? And so it's important to show empathy and basically humanize yourself and your company. Sometimes that might be a letter from the owner, the CEO or someone. But the other thing that's important to remember is you're not here to just give trivia about your company. You're still wanting to communicate what is it that you do that's going to help the customers. How passionate are you about solving their problems? And that's what you want with the about page. You also want to make sure there's still a way for people to hire you from this page. You want a good call to action. The third page that's important is your services or your product page. And I like to think of this page as kind of the due diligence page. It's where people go when they want to understand the details. So hopefully they've already seen on the front page what you do and how you're going to make their life better. They're convinced, but they just want to make sure that you can solve maybe a specific problem that they have. This is also where you may want to list out what your specific offerings are, if you have pricing or if you have the details about what comes in different packages. That makes sense to put it on the services page. This is the one page where I tell people you can be a little bit more technical. Sometimes a potential customer is going to go here to find out, for J. Williamson specifically, or for an accounting firm, do you specifically help with payroll and employee reports or something like that? Maybe you need to have information in there about a specific software that you work with, or if you're in development, maybe what code language you work with, what kind of development projects you specialize in. That should go on the services page. Again, we still want to have a clear call to action so that people can click and hire you. You never want them to have to wonder what the next step is. That's this clear schedule a call button in this case. The final page we're going to look at is the contact page. And this should be a very simple page. You want to have a contact form or a phone number. The most important thing to remember is you never want your customer to have to guess what they're supposed to do on this page or what's going to happen next. So for J. Williamson here, we've got a little piece of content here that explains that we want you to fill out this form so that we can reach back out to you and schedule a time to talk. And so that's the most important thing to have on your contact page. And the other thing to think about is you don't want to give people too many options. So don't say fill out the form or give us a call or click here to schedule directly on our calendar or go to our Facebook page and message us, send us a fax. Just give them one clear thing. And this is something you as a company should determine. How do we want people to reach out to us? And then you shepherd your potential customers down that path so that they interact with you in the way that makes most sense for your business. The last thing that I want to talk about is a blog page. And so this isn't the core of a site. Generally, I say is your home, about, services, and contact page. Beyond that, sometimes you'll have maybe a portfolio page or a few, depending on your industry and your needs. Maybe there's one or two other pages you need. And a lot of people ask a question of, what about SEO? Don't I need a lot of content on my site to rank well? And what I say is generally what you want to do if you're focused on SEO is to use your blog as a way to build out that content and to create good articles, good content that your customers are going to be able to engage with on social media, and that will help you in your rankings on Google. I don't want to bulk out my site with unnecessary pages just because I think that it's going to be good for Google. I'm going to use my blog as a way to do that instead. You can write about whatever you want, but really the best content is content around what problems do you solve for your customers. You can think about keywords and things like that as you're developing your content. But again, just remember, we're always trying to communicate with actual human beings. We're not just writing for robots for Google. We want to make sure that we're being helpful to the other people that are interacting with our company. So that's it. Simple structure of the website. Just a quick recap. We're talking about your homepage, your about page, a services or product page, your contact page, and maybe a blog. That's pretty much it. It's often harder to write simple than it is to write complicated things. And so it can be a lot of work sometimes to get, especially a large website, condensed down to just the basic simple information that you need. But for a lot of companies, that's what we recommend, and we think that makes the most sense for most businesses. If you're interested in hearing more about how to improve your marketing for your business, follow us. Go to our website. If you want to schedule a call with me, I'm happy to talk to you about your business.